So many people ask me, Albert, how do you do it all? And let me tell you why they would ask that. So I currently own 6 properties with 7 flats where I manage 36 tenants. I have 4 small businesses with 28 employees. I finished my industrial engineering degree at the University of Pretoria, right here. And I'm also a best-selling author of my book, How to Become a Millionaire at 22. And above all that, I travel the country constantly, visiting schools and universities to teach the youth of South Africa how to become financially independent themselves so they can reach their dreams. And all of that needs great time management. I'm Albert van Wyk, an entrepreneur, property investor, and author of my best-selling book. And in this session, I'm going to teach you exactly the principles I use of time management. I'm going to teach you the foundations that you need in your time management to create similar success in your life. Now, the first concept we need to understand about time management is that your time is limited. We all have 24 hours a day. No more, no less. The question is, how can you use that 24 hours that you have? And if you sleep 8 hours like I do, then that means you only have 16 hours left to use productively. Arnold Schwarzenegger says, well, why don't you sleep faster? And he only sleeps 6 hours a night, but I prefer my 8. And if you are like me, then you're working with 16 hours a day. How can we optimize that? How can we use our time more efficiently? I do a lot of business coaching with a lot of entrepreneurs, and I did a small study of my own. And I figured out that the normal person uses about 5 to 6 hours of that 16 hours productively. That's not a lot. I've tried to pace myself and see how well I can do, and I figured out that I can use a maximum of 10 to 11 hours productively in my 16 hours that I have available. And we need to try and up that numbers constantly. We need to see how many hours we can use productively to take ourselves forward. That forms the first basis of time management. The second basis that you need to understand, the second concept of time, is that time not planned is time wasted. Think about that. Time not planned is time wasted. And I'll give you an example. Imagine on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning, you wake up and you don't really have something planned for the day. So you wander to the couch and then you crash on the couch and you start watching an episode of your favorite series. And then before you know, you're 5, 6, 7 episodes into the series. It's already dark outside and you're like, where did this day go? It's already evening. Like, where did the time go? Does this sound familiar? Has this happened to you? At the end of the day, you figure out that, hey, the whole day has passed. Where did the time go? What happened? Now let me paint another picture for you. Imagine on a Monday morning, when you do your daily planning for the week, you say, on Monday I'm going to do this, Tuesday I'm going to do this, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and on Saturday morning, I'm going to book myself a me time session. Because I was so busy throughout the week, I'm going to book 6 to 7 episodes of my favorite series that I'm going to watch on Saturday for my off time, for my me time. Now on Saturday, you wake up at 8 o'clock to start your binging session, and then you watch your 7 episodes of your series. And at the end of the 7 episodes, when you stand up from the couch, what is it going to feel like? It's not going to feel the same as when you didn't plan it. It's going to feel like, hey, I've had my me time. I feel refreshed. I feel full of energy again. And I had my time for myself where I could watch my series. And why do you feel better about it in this scenario? Because you planned it. Now, I'm not saying that you should schedule off time every day and that you should schedule all of your binging sessions every week. But you understand the concept, right? Time not planned is time wasted. And if you plan your time and you plan these activities into your schedule, you will feel much better about it and your time will be used much more productively. So that's the second basic concept that we need to understand. The third concept is a concept that I've learned from studying industrial engineering at the University of Pretoria. And it is called the value chain. So in industrial engineering, we learned about a value chain in a business. So every activity in a business has to provide value to that business. And then we measure the income or the cost from that activity. And then we try to eliminate the activities that's high cost, low value, and try to improve the activities that's high value, low cost. And we can apply this same value chain principle to your time management of your daily life. And I want you to identify all of the activities on a daily basis, right? And then I want you to identify which of them has a high value but a low time cost, and which of them has a high time cost but a low value. Okay? Let's say your morning routine looks something like this. You wake up from your alarm. Then you open your phone. You spend an hour or two on social media. Then you get out of bed and you walk to your TV. You switch on your TV and you watch 2 to 3 episodes of your favorite series. Okay? Then you switch that off and then you start studying for like 2 hours before you take a break and watch some series again, and then you go to bed. Let's say that's your daily routine. How many high value activities can you find in that routine? The only high value one I see is the studying time, because the social media time or the series time doesn't add value to your life, to your future, but they take a lot of time. Let's take another scenario. Let's say you wake up in the morning, you get out of bed, and before you eat your breakfast, you go through a TED Talk on your YouTube channel. You watch something inspiring that can teach you, right? Then instead of watching Netflix series, you rather pick up a book and you read and you develop a new skill or you improve your knowledge. Then you study your 2 hours. And then after your 2 hours, you have a meaningful conversation with a friend or a mentor or a partner. And that way you improve those meaningful relationships before you go to bed. Now we can do the same analysis. How many high value activities is in your schedule now? And now we can see that we're increasing the value that you have every day and decreasing the time that you need in order to provide the value for your future and for the rest of your life. So that's the 3 basic principles that you need to understand in terms of time management. And in the next part, in part 2, we're going to go into strategies, actual action steps that you can take to implement in your life to start increasing the value on a daily basis that you have from the time you spend on different activities. Remember, you only have 24 hours a day, and in actual fact, you only have 16 hours that you can use productively. And your goal should be to improve the productivity of that 16 hours. Remember that time not planned is time wasted. And remember that you should constantly analyze the value chain in your life in terms of how you spend your time, to optimize the high value activities and to remove the low value activities that's actually just wasting time. So let's go to part 2 and work through those action steps that you can implement to start doing exactly that.